I had this biggest revelation of my life. And I am so thrilled with this. I have to share. I can't not hold this to myself. It's incredible. I told my husband Monday night, I said, I got it. I understood. And he said, understood what? What are you talking about? He said, all of this, the answer to all of this, what these people are talking about. He said, what do you mean? So I really have to share this. I am a very strong spiritual person. My religious values have always been so strong, so intense, and the foundation of my whole life has been Catholic. So it has always been about God. It has always been about the kingdom of God, and everything that comes from that. And so every time I heard people talking about all these manifestations and visualization and attracting this and attracting that, I understand the metaphysical behind it, but it was not talking to my spirituality, if you will. If you are a very spiritual person, as I am, you will get what I'm talking about here. And if you are not, just hanging here, because there's going to be so much awareness that's going to be brought to you that I just had to share this. Okay, so I remember some time ago, I was studying the power of awareness from Neville Goddard. And when we're speaking on chapter 20, righteousness, so everything I learned about, this is chapter, 20 here, righteousness. So everything I thought about it before, about righteousness, was about following the 10 commandments and being nice and being good and loving God above all, love your neighbor as thyself. And it never made this association that Neville talks about here. And then if you go to this book, You Too Can Be Prosperous. And he talks about something amazing here, that he says, the thing you desire is God working through you or wanting it through you. So just one background information here. Our goal, the things we are aiming, it's not really about the things we are aiming. It's all about the person we are becoming in the process. It's all about the transformation, the evolvement of the spirit, the becoming our most divine self, our best version, as Matthew Kelly talks about. So what is the connection of all this thing? So there is one beautiful passage in the Bible, Matthew 6:33, that says, seek first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all shall be given to you. What does that mean, right? What does that mean? What is all the things shall be given to you? And then there is another one, that is Luke 17:21. He talks about the kingdom of heaven is within you. I'm going to make a lot of connections here, so hang in here with me. There is a quote from Dwayne Ayer, but this comes way before him, right? He was just kind of carrying the torch in his time, and as I'm doing right now. We are spiritual beings in a human experience. That's really what this all is about. We are here and we are in this body, and we are really divine expressions of God. That's what we are. We were created an image and like God. Each one of us is God himself fully. There is no one person that is more than the other, that is more inspired. What is inspired is speaking in spirit, is God talking through you. It's using you. It's not from you. It's through you. It's God inspire you, allowing the Holy Spirit to manifest through you. We know that the universe and the world, what we seek here is for expansion and fully expression, right? So what does that mean? We need to embody it, be our authentic self. Each one of us was given a purpose, a mission to find out and to fulfill in our lifetime. And all those things, when we finally step into this power, that we fully allow God to use us, and this is my daily prayer, God, use me as your vessel. Guide me, bless me, inspire me in everything that I am and that I do. And every time that I come here and I talk to you, I don't have an agenda. I just want to share something that I found out or that I'm living and I'm really going through. And I want everybody to go through it, to experience this. I'm studying another book that's called Your Invisible Power by Genevieve Jarrett. And she speaks about amazing stuff there. I was meditating over chapter 6, and this incredible thing happened to me. I have never experienced this ever in my life before. During this meditation, I became light. I was light. I was no longer this body. I was no longer a person. I didn't have an identity. I was aware that I was light. All my thoughts, all my being was still there. I was pure consciousness. And then I came back to this realization that I am light. And I want to share my light with others. I want every single person that crossed my path to experience this light that I'm living right now, to be in His spirit, to be the full expression of God, to be able to talk with property, and explain things, because I hear a lot of people saying a lot of things and I wasn't grasping into it. An author that really helped me because of my spirituality was Florence Scovel Shinn. And she speaks a lot about spirit. In her face, I felt truly connected to her through her writing, through her stories, her affirmations, and everything that she talks about. I felt like I had written those things in the past. I felt like it was my voice. Interesting enough, because every now and then I have this. There is another book from Anita Morjani. I don't know if you know her story. She had a terminal cancer and she experienced a near-death experience through that. And she wrote a book called Dying to Be Me, which is incredible. I recommend everybody to read, to listen to whatever, this book. When I was first listening to her talking about this book, and when she died, the things she experienced, all the things she said, I knew, but I wasn't able to describe or to put words into them. It was impossible for me to verbalize the things that she explains in the book. It's like, I've been there, I've done that, but I couldn't describe. The same way this day that I experienced this light, I I cannot explain to you what I felt. There was no form. There was no, it was just light. And it was beautiful. And it was deep and profound. So what I'm getting of all this, once we allow God to speak through us, to work through us, and we pursue the things that we want, that Robert Russell says, what you want is God working through you. And what Neville says, being righteousness is you fulfilling your purpose. It was not a mistake that you were brought here to experience this human life. You were honored, you were granted this opportunity because there is some work for you to do. There are lives for you to impact, people for you to help, and human beings for you to serve, so they too can experience this light. They too can step into their power. They can allow their authentic self, which is God's full expression, to use them, to talk through them, and to be all they can be. Their most divine version, their most divine self, which is so beautiful. That each one of us, it's like this gigantic puzzle, right? And there are all these roles and things to be accomplished and done here on earth. And we are all brought here to do that. Each one of us have our own thing to do, our own unique way to do it. Sometimes it feels like, oh, there is way too many coaches out there, way too many therapists out there, way too many doctors out there. There is not enough. You may think, you go grocery shopping and you see how many types of breads are there. Everybody likes, connects, or enjoy a different one. And a different type. It just calls some people in a different way. Your message, what you are doing here, it's unique to you. In your circumstances, in your background, your education, your roots, the place you come from, doesn't matter how you look like, the language you speak, where you're doing, where you live, their family, doesn't matter. You are God's highest form of creation. And once you understand that, once you allow this, the kingdom of God is within us. Once you seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, be true to yourself, to your authentic self, to everything you are being called upon to do, and everything shall be given to you. We are the sons and daughters of the King. The sons and daughters of the King, they have the rights to everything that belongs to the King. Why? So many people are worried about paying their mortgage, if they're going to have food to eat. Those things were already given to you. We are actually, many of us have the fear of lack. It's not that they don't have. They are afraid of not having. Instead of moving on and believing that everything is going to be given and provided to them. Look at the birds. Are they worried if they're going to have food tonight, tomorrow, if they're going to be shelter for them? Of course, Darwin is going to do its work. It's going to eliminate the weakest, right? And the strongest are going to stay. But if the birds are being provided, you, God, the highest form of creation, are also and more. You have a purpose. And you should, just like the birds, express yourself and be happy and enjoy and live fully each day. Because we're not going to be here forever. We have a time that we are going to go. So here and now is the only time we actually have to be, to do, to have something. All the things you want and desire. All you need to do is to connect with your inner power, which is truly God speaking through you. And this works in so many levels. Oh my goodness. Your health. Are you not well? So the power of I am, it's also explained in this magnificent book from Neville, first chapter, I am. Whatever follows I am, follows you. I hear people saying, I am unwell. When you're saying this, you're telling the universe, I am unwell. And what's going to happen? The universe is going to provide all circumstances and things so you remain unwell because you said, I am unwell, right? So what follows I am follows you. Be careful. Every I am, every time you say I am, always 100% of the time, say positive things about you. I am healthy. I am prosperous. I am prosperity. I am abundant. I am light. I'm generous. I'm loved. I'm loved. I'm a full expression of God. I am a divine expression of God. I'm blessed. I'm enlightened. I am harmony and peace. I'm hope. I am good. I'm kind. I'm beautiful. I am a servant. All those things. People that say, I am healing. So if you're healing, it's because there is something wrong. Do you understand? Every time you profess something, it's like you're rubbing the genius in the lamp, right? You're going to ask for things to justify what you just said, because we are God. See, God is omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient. I don't know how to say that in English. God is everywhere, all the time. How is that possible? Many of those books talk about the substance, a form of substance. What is that? That's God everywhere. Every single space is being taken by God. Many people talk about money. This is another thing, another big realization that I had. Oh my goodness. Last week, I made a determination. I will this week understand how money is a spiritual idea, as I am. Guess what happened? Monday night, I got that. I made a decision. I was going to understand that. And all the answers were provided to me instantaneously. How powerful that is. So what is the thing about money? I used to see money. I used to be so upset that people wrote in the money, in God we trust. And I was just like, money is a dirty thing. It's in everybody's hands. Buying stuff. I did not see this. What a blessing money is. And this book, he mentions about this, which is such a beautiful thing. Imagine that every time you are paid, or that you pay, or you get a money, you get some, money, the physical money in your hand, a coin, whatever it is. Every time you touch it and you think, in God we trust. Do you think the world would be different? Everything that is here, that was brought into form, the mouse, the bottle, the glass, everything that was created here, physically in this world, the books, was once in somebody's Imagination. It was created in somebody's imagination. And who is operating within us? That's God. God created. Don't they say the Bible is a book written from man, inspired by God? Like these people that wrote those books. Yeah, many there, they were lucky. They're prophets. They're working directly for Jesus. There was the impersonation of God, that God had to do something because we're so stubborn that we were not getting it. So he had to become a human and come here and share this space with us so we would be able to get it better. And still we went there and crucified the poor man. There was pure love. See? There is God in a human form, Jesus. Whatever your beliefs are, whatever your religion is, you may say God, you may say energy, you may say universe, you may say infinite intelligence, you may say whatever is for you. It doesn't matter. There is always the strength, the energy, the force, and there is always the prophet, right? Allah, Mahomet, whatever. Doesn't matter the names. It doesn't matter if you're a physicist. This is metaphysics, right? When you talk about manifestation, when you talk about all the law of attraction, when you talk about all the laws of the universe, it's God has been trying to tell us everywhere in the Bible. You read about it, he's trying to explain. There was a woman that was bleeding for 40 years. And she's trying to approach Jesus, and he's like, what do you want? And she says, if I touch your garment, I'll be healed. And he responds, woman, your faith healed you. Your faith. All those things that I'm telling you, all you have to do is to believe. But if you don't believe, just go look for yourself. Maybe we meet again 10 years from now when you finally get it. I don't know. This is such a spiritual realization that I'm having here. And I had to share because everything that comes to me, I need to share. I want everybody to experience this light, this awareness, this consciousness. See all those words? I had no idea what they meant. And I do now. Conscious awareness. That's what I'm experiencing. Before, people were talking about this and I was like, I have no clue what they're saying. And I didn't understand the I am from Neville. I did not understand any of those manifestations and visualizations and affirmations. There is another one and another hint in the Bible that it says, Joel 3:9. Let the weak man say, I'm strong. It's in the Bible. It's okay if you are not what you want to be yet. Just say you are. Because you will, with repetition or through an emotional connection, you will get it and you will become. Let the weak man say, I'm strong. If you're not feeling you're healthy, doesn't matter. Say, I'm healthy. My body is healthy. My body restores itself to its perfect health, the way it was created. I am perfect. See how many things are here in this call, in this video. I really had to share this. I am in this moment, you know, when you love a place or a meal you want to share with others. I feel called upon so much that all these things that were brought to me You were just an opportunity for me to get to the other side, to find these things out, to understand, and to digest and share with you. You have no idea how many books I'm studying at the same time, how many things I'm reading, and how much I am in connection with myself. And I had to tell you this. It's part of my journey. Let me know if you have any question. I'm willing to come here to help you, to guide you, to work with me, because this is such a beautiful thing that we all collaborate. We are all in the same, living the same moment here. We are all growing together. We are all expanding and expressing ourselves in the most beautiful way, that we are so unique. You see, the garden has so many flowers and they are all different. One has a different texture, color, scent, or form, and it's all so beautiful. What would be of the garden if it was just one? They're all this different and it's so beautiful. Look at the nature, right? So the oak tree, there is a seed that comes. In this seed, the whole DNA of the tree is here defined. How many leaves it's gonna have, the size, the branches, everything. And you know, this becomes a gigantic tree. I have one in my backyard. But us, we, again, are God's highest form of creation. It doesn't matter what came, we can change. You don't have to live the same life as you lived before. There is a beautiful video that I watched the other day and absolutely loved that. You see the goose, no matter when they are born, they know by winter, before winter, they need to fly south. If they are here in North America, south. If they're in South America, they have to fly north. And they do. Even if they were born just before that. They didn't have to go through any training, any preparation, any immersion. They know it is in their DNA. And when, how often do they do that? Every year. They will do that every year. But you can change. If you're not happy where you are, you're not a tree. You can move somewhere else. You know why? The very first thing, you are not a goose. You can define your new life right now. Your past, it doesn't define you. It doesn't design you. You choose here and now the life that you want to have. And you don't need to get there. You can right now, remember, let the weak man say, I am strong. You can say right now, I am so happy and grateful now that I am enlightened. I understand this concept. I know I'm here to fulfill a purpose that God has given me. Whatever your words are, the Spirit never fails. Everything I need is being provided to me. All that I want is my divine birthright. I am the daughter of the King, and so are you. What are you doing about it? And be well.